What's going on, everybody? Tim from Tierfon Orbital. Another Electrum EvoFlex upgrade swap. So this is just going to be a very simple demo video. I'm not going to go into any rants again. I'm not going to talk about the chassis either. I've done that in a couple of my previous videos. This is the same chassis that I've put in the majority of all of my EvoFlex upgrades. So we're just going to do a nice quick demo. We'll talk about how to use the hilt. I'll talk a little bit about the install, and we'll be on our way, right? So let's come up top. This is the Evo Flex from Electrum Sabers. I've made it well known how much I absolutely love the look of this hilt. I love this hilt. I really do. It's got a special place in my heart because this was one of the very first custom hilts that I ever got personally. So I really love the look of this hilt. The grip is fantastic. And when you upgrade this hilt and put a decent speaker in it, it sounds so good. Okay. So we're not going to talk about, the detailing on this hilt. I do want to talk about some of the body modifications that I did though. So for my, Evo Flex upgrades, I do some routing in these vents to allow for shine through from the chassis. So we've got shine through in this waist section, and there are also Neopixel shine throughs in these vents, right? Touch clamp card remains intact, so these buttons, the touch buttons work, and that's it, right? So we'll talk about the chassis. Here's the chassis for this build. As I said, this is the same chassis that I put in all of my Evo upgrades. Just a pretty straightforward chassis, not a lot of detailed greebly work because the inner diameter on the Evo is so small. I can't get away with too much greebly work because I do need to have channels for my wire management and things like that, right? So we've got a 28mm speaker from Jeremy over at the Saber Merchant. Battery tray is here. We've got a kill switch. Here is where the 2020 Neopixel strip is for the waist section. And what I do is I print off some lenses in translucent resin as well, just to put over those Neopixels to give some more diffusion. Around back here is our Proffie board. That stays in place, that's stationary. And I also do a translucent resin lens for the top Neopixels to allow for some more diffusion there as well. 6 rail PCB emitter. This is from Carl over at CCsabers. And that's it, nice and straightforward. So let's talk about how to use it, okay? The spring side is your negative, so you want to take the flat part of your battery, negative side of your battery, and put it in the tray. Hit your kill switch. Okay, so there's those Neopixels. So to put it in your hilt, you want to unscrew the grip. God, that threading is like butter. Look at that. Love that. There is a, I wouldn't call it a speaker ring. There's a spacer ring that's at the bottom of this. It is loose. It's not secured in there. That is to help push the chassis up into these upper PCBs. So just don't lose that. That's down in the grip. Okay, so to put your chassis in, I like to line up this waist section Neopixel strip with that vent. Okay, so just kind of slide it in until it stops. Take your grip, screw your grip in all the way until it stops. Okay, and then you're ready to go. Let's come down to the bottom here. So there's that shine through in the grip. We've got shine through in the waist section as well. Lights on the clamp card are all on. Clamp card works.
That's a miracle. It will be your grave.
Twist to activate and twist to deactivate are both on. I can't get over how good this hilt sounds. I mean, the resonance is perfect. It just sounds so much better than the speakers that Electrum sends off with these hilts. It's just, I mean, honestly, whenever I do upgrades on this particular hilt, I really do think that it's one of the best sounding lightsabers that I've ever used. It sounds so good, right? So,
Ascension.
Bottom touch button is your aux, top is your main. I did play around with some of the sensitivity settings on the touch buttons. I think stock sensitivity is 1700. I knocked this down to 1500 so we avoid as many false activations as we can. Doing Proffie touch buttons is way, way more sensitive than the ones that Electrum offers, which is a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing because you can almost, you can sometimes activate it on accident.
General Kenobi.
This hilt is the loudest hilt that I've ever used whenever I do this to an Electrum EvoFlex. So there is a blade plug that came with the hilt. I will send that back, obviously, to put your blade in. Okay, there is a set screw around front. Let's take the blade plug out. So you want to slide your blade down in so it's resting on those PCB pins, and then tighten your set screw. You're ready to go.
Lord Vader.
See what else we got.
What is it? I'm Cal Kestis.
So to activate lockup, you want to clash the blade and hold down your aux. So hard to do on a touch button. This is set up with color wheel as well, so you want to hold down your aux and then tap main, and then as you twist the blade, that will change color. Okay, when you find a color you like, you hit your aux button again. Let's see what else we got.
Dathomir will be your grave.
Such a fantastic sounding hilt, honestly. I just... It sounds...
Ascension.
All right, that's enough. I could just sit here and play with this thing forever. So anyway, very quick rundown on the Electrum EvoFlex upgrade that I recently finished. To the client, thank you very much for trusting me with your install or your upgrade. To the viewers, if anyone has any questions about how to upgrade an Electrum hilt, I am available to assist in any way I can. However, it is not an easy process. It's not like just anyone can do it. There's a lot of, you've got to remove the old core and, install a new chassis. With this particular install, I do have to do some body modifications as well. So it's not always easy, but we're getting into the realm now to where a lot of installers are starting to upgrade some of the Electrum hilts and, to make them more approachable and reliable than the soundboard that Electrum offers. So if anyone has any questions, please don't be a stranger. And with that being said, may the force be with you always.